Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Kunal Ved, co-founder of Resham Sutra, and our company makes machines that bring happiness. Our vision is to build local farm-to-fabric value chains that provide a sustainable livelihood opportunity to rural women particularly, so that they can be financially independent and they can get sustainable green job within their village. So we do this through green technology, value chain interventions, and digital interventions. So far, we have worked with more than 20,000 customers across 350 villages in 16 states of India. On an average, we have been able to double the family income for most of our customers. Over 60,000 people have been impacted through our work so far, and more than 6,800 metric tons of carbon dioxide is offset with the use of solar energy in our machines. And we have also planted organic silk plantations across 200 acres. This is all in tribal areas. So many of you may not be aware that textile production in villages is the largest non-farm employer in India. We have all seen and we have heard of the sound of the textile looms working in the villages. And this is prevalent throughout the country. Each part of the country has its own specific type of weaving, type of fabrics. So these are the people, these are the industries that we are targeting. There are more than 40 million rural fabric weavers. There are more than 9 million people in India who are engaged in silk production, from farm to reeling to weaving. We are targeting women. Many of them are often doing hidden work, because in every weaving family, the women of the family, the mothers, the wives, and the daughters, they do accessory work, like they prepare the yarn, they finish the fabric for the person who's weaving it. And they hardly ever get any remuneration. They don't even get any recognition for this work. So we are trying to change this situation across the country. Many of you would be aware of the problems that people and women in the villages face when they try to start a small enterprise. Typically, they don't have any good solutions available. Traditionally, we have had situation where power was not available, and that has often become a reason why good solutions, good machines have not been developed for their use. Very often, they depend totally on the skills that they have learned from their family, from their grandparents, and no real skilling has happened across the villages so far. Working capital is another problem that all the people in the villages always face. And then there are very difficult market access, because people, especially in the textile industry, they need to be aware of the market demands. They need to be aware of the fashion and different, the way the needs or demands are changing across the cities. And there is no system where this information will come to them. So what we have started with, firstly, was small-sized solar-powered machines that act as a factory in itself. Each of these machines, which run on power from, say, 15 watts to 20 watts typically, the cost of the machine varies from about 10,000 to 30,000 rupees. And a person using these machines can earn up to 10,000 rupees per month from her home using the locally available material. And we focus substantially on reliability and profitability. I'd like to mention what Dr. Sharan was talking about earlier, that unless profitability and reliability is built into the design of the product and into the design of the business model, it is not going to work in the village situation. It is not going to work when it meets the customer. And when we talk of the productive use equipment, then profit gets broken down into productivity and the cost of solution. So these are the three areas we try to focus on, and we try to do this from the point where we conceptualize our design, where we conceptualize a machine, that it should be able to target all the parameters and be right on each of them. Typically, all of our machines are designed in a way that the payback is less than 1 year. So our product range includes machines from the entire textile value chain, starting from making the yarn. So we have small sized spinning and reeling machines. Then we see that these machines also needed a market to be created, because like I mentioned earlier, this was mostly going through a hidden labor which was being consumed within the family. But then as the production increases, the production is more than what the family is able to consume. So we have to create a market that is beyond the family's needs. The other side of the machines that we work on are the weaving and sewing machines. Our weaving machines are, they cost less than 1.5 lakh rupees, including the solar power system, which is sometimes cheaper than a power-driven normal loom also without the solar power system, right? And these machines work with less than 100 watts of power compared to more than 500 watts of power needed to run a traditional loom. And then when we talk of solar sewing machines, this can be retrofit into existing sewing machines, and it's a very good solution, especially for tailors and women who are doing the tailoring activity commercially, because their productivity increases 4 times. So in fact, for most of our machines, we are able to increase productivity by at least 100%. So when we started our work with selling the machines, pretty soon we realized that we actually need to be a partner with our customers, because our success is very intertwined with the success of our customers. And to do that, we need to solve all of their problems. We cannot just say that I am the technology provider. I have to be the raw material provider, the market provider, the finance provider for my customers, because they are in a location and in a sector where they don't have anybody else to turn to. So if I tell them that you start this business and it will be profitable for you, they will say, then you have to come and solve all the problems for me. And if I am not ready to do it, then they will not be successful. So now our business model revolves around setting up a rural experience center, which you can think of it like a car showroom, where you can go, you can do a test drive, you can get all the support that you would need. You will also learn how to drive here. And then you will also get the finance to buy the machines. So, I mean, all the problems are not solved, but then this is the dream, this is the idea with which we are working, and we are solving the problems to the extent we can all the time. I'll take you through the journey of a typical customer. So, Parvati, pictured here, is a rural woman living in Bilaspur in Chhattisgarh, in a village near Bilaspur town. And she was earlier doing farm labor, which was a periodic work she would get only during the sowing and the harvesting season, and no other work otherwise. And her family income was about 60,000 rupees annually. She got training at one of our rural experience centers. Then, with other women in a village, she set up a small self-help group, and a solar-powered production site was set up in a village. Her family income doubled, more than doubled, to 122,000 rupees per annum. Now she aspires to send her daughter to college and make her a civil servant. This was something she could not even dream of a few years ago. Now we see that many young girls, many young men and women coming and joining us because they see this as a way of being in their village and doing good work there.
Kunal, but you'll have to wind up now.
I'll just do it last slide. So another very important thing that we realized very early into our journey was service requirement. So within a few months of our installing our first few machines, we started getting calls from our customers that the machines stopped working in a few months. So we all went into the market, we all went into the villages to understand the problem. And we realized that for most of our customers, these were the first technology products that they have ever encountered. And they absolutely had no idea that these machines need to be wiped, cleaned, oiled. So we decided to learn from this. We have changed the designs of our machine to make sure that they do not stop Even if they are not cleaned for the whole year, the machine will not stop at least. It will keep giving warning, it will keep telling the customer to get it serviced. We organize quarterly service camps in all the villages where all the products are serviced free of cost, whether it is a 5 years old machine or whatever the time frame. We have trained almost 60 rural people from the village communities themselves to service the machines. These people are paid by us during the warranty period, and post-warranty, they are paid by the people who are using the machines. But this has been a win-win solution for both them and us. Yeah. Some more data about our impact, but I'll wind up here.
Thank you so much. It looks like a very promising solution for the rural textile industry.